Yo, how's it going guys? KPR here bringing us another video, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the field upgrades in Black Ops 7. I probably should have done this video a bit earlier since I'm going to be doing them without overclocks, and then I'll do another video with overclocks on since it does change quite a few of them. Now, the reason it took me so long is because I wanted to unlock the overclocks first, and it does take quite a while. I started grinding them out for a really long time. Glad it's not like how it was in the beta where you actually had to get the final blow or somehow just get a bunch of assists on them. It was pretty annoying in the beta to actually unlock some of them. That's why I never really made a video on it. And yeah, but now since I unlocked everything, it's much easier to do. I managed to have quite a lot of time with them since it still takes quite a while. It's still a hassle to unlock them. I unlocked the tacticals just recently. It was pretty fun. Will probably try to do the score streaks, but that one will take even longer. I would say another month or two to actually unlock all of them, since some of them require way more kills than other score streaks. Anyways, let's get right into it. There are 10 field upgrades, and I'll be ranking them from worst to best. And at the worst one, as you guys saw me deploy, is the neurogas. The neurogas is really dog water because it acts like the psychedelic gas grenade, so it doesn't do any damage. It does just make them hallucinate, but other than that, it's not really going to do much. It can be a fun field upgrade, and it will come at you by surprise if you never ran into it, but it's still not the greatest. The overclocks make it way better, but since we're not talking about overclocks, it is just F tier. It's not good at all. You can take it and mess around, doesn't do any damage, just makes them hallucinate. It can confuse them from time to time, but most of the time, if they're in it, they're not really going to be confused by much. They're going to be like, oh, well, whatever, just going to shoot at everything, and they'll probably murk you. It also does take quite a while to actually get, and it's easily destroyable, so not only does it take a long time, it's going to get destroyed fairly easily. And since there is such a problem with the grenade spam, it's going to be destroyed if you're playing domination or a hardpoint. Moving on to number 9, we have the active camo. Now, the reason why it's so low on here is because it can easily get disrupted. Let's say you pop it around the corner and an enemy's just like, sweating his ass off and just shooting around every corner he sees, and he shoots you while you're activating it. It's not going to activate. And when you're in the animation, and if you get killed while doing it as well, it consumes it. It also takes quite a while to get. I actually had to do 2 recordings of this because within 4 minutes, I did not get it. It was after the 4 where I actually unlocked the active camo, and I got gearhead on, which makes it so your ability charges up faster. And it's not like I wasn't being aggressive or actually getting kills in the game. I was doing everything I had to in order to unlock things faster for my field equipment. So yeah, it just takes way too long to get. Doesn't really feel worth it at times, especially if it gets canceled early on. So yeah, for that reason, it's just a F plus tier, and it's barely above the neurogas field equipment. The one positive thing about the active camo is that you are actually concealed, and it feels more like the Infinite Warfare type of active camo and not like the Black Ops 3 one where you could still somewhat tell there's someone there. The only reason you'll be able to see a person that's invisible is because you either have a thermal or if you barely see their nameplate, but it's pretty hard to actually notice them. Moving on to number 8, we have the drone pod. Now, this was going to be a bit higher, but then I used it again and I remembered how dog water it truly is. I did not enjoy getting this field equipment. The reason being is because it took insanely long to get, and most of the time it would get destroyed fast as well. I would put it around places that weren't too suspicious or where it wouldn't be destroyed as easily. But either ways, people were able to destroy them, and I didn't really get many kills with them. And like I said too, it took me quite a long time to actually get this field equipment. I was like, dog, I do not remember it being this dog water. Granted, I'm trying to use a ballistic knife. That might be on me. But I'm still trying to do the OBJ. I'm still trying to do some stuff in order to get my field equipment faster. I got gearhead on, and I'm pretty sure I got squad link on, which even boosts the rate of your field equipment more. The saving grace about it though is that even if you have flak jacket on, 2 exploding drones are going to murk you. Most of the time it really doesn't do that with flak jacket, but in this case it does, which is pretty good, since even without flak jacket it murks you in 2, it doesn't murk you in 1. That's the only good thing about it. Other than that, I can't really find many things to be like, yo, this is actually pretty good. But what can be intense sometimes is if multiple people have it out at the same time. You just see like 4 to 6 drones out at once, and you're just like, damn, what the hell's going on? And then you get murked. But yeah, there's not really much else to say about it. I generally do not like this field equipment. I don't like using it. It was pretty annoying to actually get. So definitely low D tier in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about the drone pod though. Now from here on out, all of these field equipment are viable in almost any case. So none of these are horrible, but some of them will be C tier. With that being said, moving on to number 7, we have the assault pack. And this one, it's not bad at all. You get ammo, your attack, and your lethal. So yeah, that's all it really does. You get these insanely fast most of the time. I was able to get these really quickly. Most of the time you're able to get it within a minute since you're doing the objective and actually getting kills. And it was actually much faster for me since I'm using gearhead. Almost in all these situations I'm using gearhead. The reason being is because I want to get you guys these game clips much faster. But yeah, not really anything negative to say about it, especially since I'm not running scavenger while using the ballistic knife. I'm like, yo, I'll be able to pick it up much faster. I'm gonna be getting these kills left and right, and I wasn't. So the assault pack actually came in clutch for me. I was able to get almost all of them back. Now the bad part about it though, or this isn't the assault pack's fault, but you can't get too into lethals or tacticals. You actually have to have the wild card for it. Other than that, you're not going to be able to get 2 of them. I was actually pretty surprised by that. I was like, yo, in previous games I could have sworn you were able to get 2 items even if you didn't have the wild cards or this is specific perks to have them. Hopefully they change it and you're actually able to get 2 and 2 like before. But either ways, not a bad field equipment to take, and it gives you points for each time your teammate uses it. And I think if they get a kill a few seconds after, you also get a few more points for that. Now, unlocking the overclock for this was kind of weird. I don't know what it was necessarily, what you had to do, if you had to get kills after it or if you just had to use it. Because I would sometimes just use it, but it wouldn't really help out much. And I was like, bro, this is going to take me quite a while to get. And then I started to get a few kills and stuff like that after picking up some ammo, and it charged it up a bit faster. So the assault pack's definitely C tier. It's not the greatest, and it's not bad at all. Moving on to number 6, we have the squad link. Now this is also field equipment and it's a perk, kind of weird, and they somewhat work the same, but the squad link is actually supposed to buff all items that are within range, and it actually pings enemies on the map as well, which is pretty good, especially if you're playing on smaller maps or you're trying to hold down OBJs. Just helps you out to know where the enemies are coming from. I generally don't know what the stats are for buffing it still on the point turret or any type of streak that's within range of it, because it does say, yo, the point turret is linked, or this other score streak, tactical, and stuff like that are linked. So yeah, I'm assuming it also just gives you a bunch of assists for also if they get kills. But I know once things are linked to your squad link, it does give you points for them. And also if your teammates just run in the radius, they're going to give you some assist points. So this one, it's pretty good. I generally love running this, even though I don't know the stats on it. It does feel like it does buff the point turrets whenever I'm using them, and I'm like, dude, these are actually somewhat fun to take. But it does suck that you have to take a whole field equipment in order to actually make them more viable. But either ways, this is not a bad pick at all. Even without the overclocks, like I mentioned already, most of these field equipment that I'm going to mention now are pretty viable in almost any situation, and they're not bad at all to take. But I do have to be honest, I would rate this at a C+ tier just because it can be destroyed easily, and the enemies are probably going to hunt it down once they notice that they're going to be constantly pinged on the map, and they're going to get annoyed by that. That's what I noticed as well. They would sometimes destroy it very easily, and at times it feels like it runs out. I don't know if that's the case or not, because sometimes I'll put down another one and I'm like, dude, no one even went to that side. None of the enemies went over there, so why is it destroyed? But yeah, I don't know if it's on a timer. And other times as well, I think you can't put down more than one unless a different teammate has one out, because I noticed as soon as I put down a second one, it gets destroyed. I'm like, dude, that's kind of mid for it. Like, it really sucks. So the overclock really does buff it since it expands the radius on it. So yeah, nothing really else to say about this field equipment. Pretty good. I'm going to be running it most of the time for sure, but I'm going to need to make another video on these with overclocks, of course. Moving on to number 5, we have Echo Unit. This is both a hologram and you're able to capture points with it. It's actually pretty good since you're able to just throw it down on point and leave it there, earn some points, dip out, and just be getting kills in order for you to secure that OBJ. I thought it only was a hologram at first. I don't know if they changed it during the beta or something, because I didn't notice anyone using it for that specific purpose, at least. Now, I still don't see many people using it. From time to time, I will see someone that's on point with it. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I haven't seen this in a good minute. And when I was using it, it was actually pretty fun to use and pretty helpful, since I was just there by myself most of the time trying to capture the OBJ. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw down my Echo Unit. It'll cap it for me, and then I'll be around the corner in order to murk the people who are trying to stop me. Now, in the gameplay you guys are seeing, I was using it during Team Deathmatch, and it's still not bad at all, especially if you're playing on top of the house. And they're still going to be shooting at it, since they're going to be thinking that it's actually someone looking over, because some of these lobbies, they really think some people are brain dead. But either ways, it's still a pretty good OBJ field equipment. I like using it. I think it's better than the previous field equipment that I already mentioned, but that's really up for debate, since it really does go hand in hand with the squad link, since it's a support equipment, you know? There have been a lot of times where I actually trick someone with it. I'm like, dude, that thing is not moving. I don't know how they get tricked by it sometimes. But either ways, what I like running with the Echo Unit is mainly my support perks like Gearhead, Guardian, Squad Link, or maybe Flak Jacket. It really depends what I'm running. But I try to take it with the point turret in order for it to also help me out with some DPS. But as you guys know, the point turret is kind of dookie, so the DPS on it is not the greatest. But like I said already, this one is definitely a C+ tier. I don't think it's anything higher than that. It's barely higher than the Squad Link, but still not a bad field equipment to take. Moving on to number 4, we have the trophy system. Now, I'm sure some of you may be surprised, thought it would at least be the top 3 or second place at least. But yeah, I generally think that it's the 4th one. It's not bad at all. I would rate this at a high B tier. Nah. That mid B tier, since it doesn't have the overclocks. If it had the overclocks, definitely a high B tier, but since it doesn't have them, yeah, it's just a regular B tier. The reason being is because the grenade spam is pretty annoying, and I believe that it can only consume 2 projectiles before it's destroyed. But it's kind of random, because sometimes I see a trophy system up for quite a while. I'll throw 3 at it, and then it still won't go down. Or, I mean, it will go down after the 3rd. But then my trophy system, sometimes it'll go down after the 2nd. I'm like, dude, what? It doesn't make any sense. Sometimes there are too many inconsistencies with it, which is why I believe that it's just a regular B tier. It's not anything higher than that, and I don't know. There definitely should be some buffs to it. Now, I actually don't really run this that much. I never really was attracted too much to trophy systems. If they were field equipment, I was like, you know what? Other teammates might take it, or I'll just take Flak Jacket instead and just deal with the grenade spam. And Guardian in this game, the perk, is actually pretty insane. Once an enemy stops shooting at you, your health will regen right away. And I've caught so many people off guard because they think I'm going to be one tap, but they don't know I'm using Guardian. So I'm back up to 100 health and they stop shooting at me because they think I'm going to die right away. So yeah, trophy system, I don't really like running it, but I know it's actually a pretty good field equipment to take. And it does annoy me when I see enemies running it, since I throw almost all my lethals out, and I got an assault pack that a teammate took out, and it's still there, the trophy system. I'm like, dude, holy crap. Like, it can be pretty annoying if you're trying to just throw a lethal at an enemy that's trying to capture the OBJ, and it just gets intercepted by the trophy system. You're like, bro, all right, I'm gonna need to try to go and get the enemy, but then you get murked. So Yeah, trophy system, just an annoying thing to deal with at times, whether you're on the receiving end or on the one that puts it down. So yeah, trophy system definitely a mid B tier. So not really bad equipment to take. I personally don't like taking it, like I said already. But if you guys take it and you guys are on the enemy team, I'ma try to make sure to destroy it, bro. Moving on to number 3, we have the Scrambler. Now, some of you may be surprised by this, but the reason why I put it up so high is because this can actually stop HKDs. And those are the hunter killer drones, the ones that are supposed to be like rafts but really miniature size. Those things are pretty annoying, and I did not know this, that it could actually scramble those score streaks. And as soon as I put it down and I found that out, I was like, dude, this is insane. This is actually pretty good. It doesn't scramble every streak, but it does mess up the enemy's flow, especially if they're trying to run a bunch of UAVs or harps, since that radius, they won't be able to tell who's there. And most of the stuff that they try to throw at you, whether that be a C4, a Semtex, or a frag, it doesn't seem to really hit the trophy system much, or trophy system, my fault, the Scrambler much. I was running it a lot, and my Scrambler was up most of the time, and you're actually able to put 2 down at the same time. So that's just like a major buff to it. I noticed that, I was like, dude, right away, this is definitely a high tier item. So I would have to rate this Scrambler at an A tier for sure. It just messes up with the enemy's flow too much, and this could give you a bunch of points for assists, since if they get the kills in the radius, you're going to be getting some points for it, and you'll be able to get your score streaks up much faster. But I'm sure some of you may be surprised by it, since the Scrambler is usually not high in almost any type of tier list, since it's not the greatest to take. Even without the overclocks, it's a pretty good item, and when you have the overclocks on, it actually makes it much better. I actually paired this up with the Hunter bot. The reason being is because you're going to be taking down a bunch of their streaks if the enemies are actually getting a bunch of them. I'm like, dude, it sucks for anyone who's trying to do their launcher camos, because as soon as they spawn in, I'm throwing out my Hunter bot, and it's probably going to destroy the UAV or counter UAV much faster. I unlocked all of the overclocks for the Hunter bot, and I got the one where it does much more damage to the score streaks. So attack choppers, VTOLs are destroyed within 2 to 3 Hunter bots. I'm like, dude, that's pretty insane and broken. I'm surprised it didn't even get nerfed this season. It probably will, but I'm hoping it isn't, just because I'm like, dude, I take down all of their streaks insanely fast. They do call them fast as well, but either ways, it's not really a problem for me since I'm running Scrambler and the Hunter bot. There's not really anything else to say about the Scrambler. A tier for sure. Would I rate it high A tier? Maybe, but that would be with the overclocks for sure. Moving on to number 2, we have the BlackHat. Now, I was kind of surprised by how it works in this game. I thought I'd be able to hijack their score streaks and stuff like that, but you're not actually able to do all that. The thing you're able to do is just destroy them. You're also able to scramble enemies. I don't know how it looks on their end because it doesn't really show it. Now, the thing that does suck about the BlackHat is that if they're not really running streaks, you may not be able to get out its full potential. But either ways, what you can do with it is destroy streaks insanely fast. With 2 hacks, technically 1, since you get 2 hacks per BlackHat, you're able to destroy an attack chopper, VTOL, and that's all I've really seen it do. Oh, the dog, I forgot what it's called specifically, but yeah, the score streak that's called dog. That one you're able to murk insanely fast as well, and the first time it scrambles them, so they're not really able to shoot much, and after that, well, it's just easy pickings. You're going to be able to hack it as fast or without being killed by it. So yeah, the BlackHat is definitely a high A tier field equipment. I wouldn't be surprised if more people ran it, especially if they're going or getting dominated by the enemy team by streaks. But what I haven't really seen it hack are the hunter killer drones. I don't really notice it too much. I'm like, dude, does it really do anything to them? So yeah, just be careful with those. I would suggest running a Scrambler instead. I honestly thought it was going to be like in Black Ops 2, where you actually take their score streak and stuff like that, but it doesn't. It does kind of suck that it doesn't do that, but it'd probably be way too overpowered if it actually did all that. I'm also glad that it did not turn out like BO3's BlackHat, where it was just insanely useless. I don't think I really have anything else to say about the BlackHat. Just a pretty good field equipment. I'll actually run this quite a lot, and I fell in love with it fairly fast because I was like, dude, this is actually pretty sick. I get 2 hacks, and I would destroy their streaks fast as well. Moving on to number 1, we have the Mute Field. The Mute Field is the number 1 field equipment by far. It is an S tier field equipment, gives you 3 perks: Cold-Blooded, Ghost, and Ninja. My brother in Christ, usually Dead Silence just gives you 2, or not even, well yeah, 2 technically, since it gives you Dead Silence, and it also gives you Ghost sometimes. But in this one, it gives you 3. Dude, what more could you ask for? This is an insanely useful field equipment, especially if you're trying to just be getting kills and getting those headshots done for the camo grind. As soon as I read what it gives you, I was like, dude, I'm surprised not many people run this. It's an insanely useful field equipment. Probably everyone in Surge runs this field equipment because it gives you 3 perks. You could literally just ignore all those other perks and just be using this instead. You could be taking other perks that could be helping you out, get it much faster, and just having it up all the time. And kills refresh the duration of it. Dude, that's just OP. If they didn't refresh the rate on it, then it probably wouldn't be as useful, but it'd still be good. Now, it does sound whack whenever you use it, but it's still pretty cool because everything just deafens. It's insane. But yeah, I was using this for quite a bit since I have to unlock the overclock. So each field equipment I got to use for quite a while. And this one just felt pretty insane to use. I felt practically unstoppable in most situations. I was like, dude, they can't really do much. Ignore that clip of me getting marked. They can't really do much against me. But of course, if they are all just sprinting at me, I will eventually die. So yeah, the Mute Field is an S tier field equipment. There's not really anything that rivals it. Granted, if you want to take other field equipment, go ahead, because this one's a bit more of a selfish one. And I'm sure everyone in Search and Destroy is running it just because how useful it is. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it got some sort of nerf soon. But anyways, my dudes, that's all of my rankings for the field equipment. I honestly believe it will get a nerf, some of these items, because of how useful they can be, especially some of their overclocks. It just makes them even more broken than they already are. So yeah, I'll definitely be coming out with another video on the field equipment. I'll probably make the tactical one first, then I'll be like, all right, let's rewind a bit, let's do the field equipment overclocks, and I'll do the tactical overclocks as well, you know. And I forgot to make a video about Gambit and how to play him. My fault, y'all, for the Marvel Rivals people. And yeah, I'll definitely be coming out with more videos soon, and I'll try to work at a faster pace, because right now it's insanely slow. Like, well, I'm only doing a video a week. That's pretty dog water to what I used to be doing. So yeah, my dudes, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this video, if you guys agree or disagree with me on the rankings. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.